Um, congratulations. Congratulations. Well done. And this was not a victory just for Arsenal. This was a victory for football because here's the thing. This is not how you defeat racism. Winning a football match is not how you defeat racism. Scoring a goal is not how you quieten racism. This is a systematic thing that has to go through organizations and so forth. So anybody thinking that, my gosh, to get back as racist just to go to goal, no, that's not how it works. But I'll keep it real with you. I thought Arsenal would lose because based off Slavia Prague and how good Slavia Prague looked in the first leg, I just assumed that, okay, Prague getting that late equalizer, okay, it's going to look a bit dodgy and so forth. But I would be a filthy, stinking liar if there wasn't an element of satisfaction in this Arsenal win. I would be a filthy, stinking liar if I didn't feel particularly happy with how Arsenal pimp smacked these dudes. I would be a liar if I wasn't a little bit happy at this being a well-groomed, well-put-together decision. A well-put-together circumcision. And my thing is that where has this Arsenal been? Because even when I looked at this tie, I said that Arsenal should win because Arsenal have the better individuals. But you having the better team and the better individuals in football doesn't automatically mean that you will win. It doesn't give you the automatic right that you will win because you're the better team. And that's just the beat about football, is that you actually have to have a walk and earn your right to say what's up. But when I looked at that first leg, I was like, okay, yeah, Arsenal could lose this because they just don't know how to maximize their talents. They don't know how to maximize their individuals. And especially coming to the second leg here, that your boy Aubameyang had malaria, I was like, that's a away goal by Slavia Prague I thought was the key goal that could turn everything around. Where the hell has this Arsenal been? Where has this Arsenal been like all season? In terms of the chemistry, the understanding between players, the one touch, the quick play, the interplay, and the ferociousness and the amazing intent in which they went to go and attack these guys. Guys, let's be real. Secretly writes down, of course, Arsenal wanted to get into the semi. Of course, they want to win this trophy because this is their only chance of getting into the Champions League. It is their only opportunity because they're not sniffing top four. So obviously, that is the main goal. But don't tell me that Lacazette, Saka, Partey, Pepe, and so forth weren't like, you know what, let's pimp these guys. Let's pimp smack these guys. Let's just deliver a nice little lubrication here. And I've been saying this for a long time that Saka has to be one of the best young players in the world. Let me just wait. How old is this dude? Bukayo Saka, age. This kid is 19. This kid is 19 years of age. So this guy is still a teenager. And I would pretty say, obviously, the Jude Bellingham is pretty good. He might very well be the best teenager in the world. Like, it is so bad that England have possibly the best talents they've ever had in their history. And they have one of the worst, most breakers managers in their history. That is so sad and unfortunate that they won't be able to maximize the talents because of the crap, rubbish manager that they have. But you have to credit how well Arsenal played, how well they started the game, and how relentless they were in beating the living crap out of this freaking dudes, man. And this was a beatdown. 4-0 is a freaking beatdown, and I think Slavia Prague did not, because Slavia actually started pretty well, and it was pretty even. Because obviously you had that first one that you thought was a goal, but then again it was chalked for offside, and then you saw Smith Rowe, great play, and just it's how brave they were. Because a key thing about football is your mindset and your psychology. It's your intent, your approach, how badly you want this game and how badly you want to go in and attack the opposition. And Arsenal did that. And my thing is that if Arsenal can replicate this performance and play like this, they have a great opportunity. Villareal is a much stiffer test. Because Villareal, they beat the living, they destroyed. I don't think Zagreb even scored a freaking goal. So Villareal dealt with those guys. And Emery wants to prove one over Arsenal, and Emery knows this competition. So Arsenal know that this is going to be a massive step up when they face Villareal in the semi. But if they can play like this, and their best players can put forth their best level, and they don't make any defensive mistakes, Arsenal have a great opportunity. Because Arsenal have very interesting individuals. When you look at Pepe, Smith Rowe, Saka, see, someone like Saka, he's consistently good. So very rarely does he drop below a 7. Pepe is one of those guys where he could either give you a 3 or he could give you like an 8 or a 9. But if you can get like an 8 or a 9 from Pepe, you know what you're going to get from Saka. Lacazette can give you an 8 or a 9, and guys are just playing at their best level, and you don't make any stupid mistakes defensively. Arsenal have a really good opportunity. They have a really good opportunity because of the kinds of individual guys they have up front. So huge. No, look, I mean, it's the reason why this is so good for us is that it gives them confidence. Because it's one thing to win, and it's another thing to pimp smack a dude. You can beat up, you can slap someone, or you can pimp slap them. There's a massive difference between slapping someone in the face and giving someone a pimp slap. A slap hurts, but I don't want to get pimp slapped. Okay, there is nobody in this life, nobody in this world wants to be pimp slapped in public on the street, because that will make you look bad. Slavia Prague got pimp slapped, and my thing is, Arsenal did it for blacks. Guys, I'll say I don't care. This is my channel. I can say whatever the hell I want. They did it for the blacks. They did it for racial integrity, and they did it for the sake of football. Because Slavia Prague, in terms of, see, the issue that in places in Eastern Europe, not all, but in places in Eastern Europe, they haven't evolved yet. So their brains are not really advanced yet. So they're still living in the 1700s. So basically they are caveman merchants. So because they're caveman merchants and their brains haven't developed, they still believe that we're living in like slavery times and the 1700s. So I think that Arsenal just basically the blacks said, you know what? This is the era of Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lil Weezy, Drake, and so forth. Let's beat you up and go back to your caves. Go back to your cold, freezing, unseasoned, cultureless caves. We don't want you anymore. It's about this. It's like, what was it? This is the Prince of. See, I needed this. That's what I wanted, because see, Pepe did this because you know what? So, okay, what? So you Corinthian suits, hardcore supporters, and so forth that I care so much, you're out. Not only were you out, you got delivered at the crib. You got delivered at the crib. Okay? And the black said what's up. The black said what's up. You see that I'll go from Pepe. So Arsenal, you did this for football. Because my thing is that I thought Arsenal would mess up. Because that would be annoying. Because I was like, because people were like, football is behind you, the blacks are behind you, everyone is around you. Get these numbskulls out this competition. Get them out. But I thought Arsenal would mess up. So credit to Arsenal saying, we got you. We believe, because I don't care what anyone says. I really believe the way that Arsenal beat these guys, if not for the racial undertone, Arsenal wouldn't have played like this. I just believe that Pepe was, because, what's it called? I was on Instagram, and I think Pepe, he posted something on like Instagram, and I think it was like a play on like Call of Duty about how he was sort of like, getting prepared for war and prepared for this whole thing. So you see that Pepe had a mindset of like, no. Let's beat these guys. Let's really beat these mofos. So for Arsenal, credit to them. Wonderful, well played, and so forth. Quick word on United. Again, because I was flipping between both of them. So I was focusing on the Arsenal game, but I was actually flipping between all of the games, mostly the United game and the Ajax game. First of all, for United, look, it is what it is. I mean, I think United showed that they are the best team in this competition. They're the strongest team. And what was it called? They are very strong favorites. And yeah, there you go. So they face Roma because Roma and Ajax drew 1-1, and they will be very overwhelming favorites over Roma. Tricky game, tough team, but they will be strong favorites Roma and expect them to beat Roma. But my thing about United is this: Edinson Cavani. Respect the striker. Respect the striker. Rewind the tape. Look back at the videos. When United were thinking of getting Cavani, many people said, including Red Devil Studio, oh, Cavani, he's old, he's washed, he's a waste, what so forth. And I said that this is a good signing because Cavani's qualities aren't based on speed or physicality. His qualities are based on his intelligence and his understanding of movement and its anticipation. You never lose that. Look at Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic turns 65 next week. He hasn't lost the goal scoring touch, which isn't predicated on being fast or being quick. So you look at that goal that Cavani scored and so forth. That's a striker's goal. And that shows you the quality of finisher that he has and shows that his qualities have never gone away because his qualities are not predicated and not dependent on how old he is or his age. So United have to really cherish the kind of player that they have in Cavani and really ensure that there's an understanding between him and Pogba. And when you just have someone like that, because this is why I say that I've never been a fan of the false nine. I never have been. I appreciate it. I appreciate the evolution of the tactic. I appreciate what that tactic means. But I'm a guy who grew up with strikers, who grew up with that a team must have a striker. You must have a striker in a team. And that is a very specific role. And you have to have very specific expertise for that role. And I think United have been a team in search of a striker. And because Solskjaer is from the old school, Solskjaer is the kind of guy where no, we need a striker. Gallo was there, blah, blah, blah. So, but I think Lukaku didn't work out. But in Cavani, you have that dude. And I just think that it's, and look, and the unfortunate thing is that he's 34. He's 34 years of age. So he's going to be 35 next year. And you could get maybe, see, look, things are different. Like United, you could squeeze 2 years out of him. But I've been hearing that he wants to return back to Uruguay pretty soon or something. But if you can keep him, United, keep this freaking dude, especially if you know that you can't get Haaland or so forth. Martial has just gone off and out of the radar. So that's where it is. But I just think that, Cavani shows that respect the quality of a striker, respect what a striker has. Guys, remember, all you guys in here, man, please, thank you. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. I'm giving you the whoa, whoa, oh. Let's support the Europa League by hitting those likes. Let's support the Europa League by hitting those likes. Get to 100 likes, guys. To show your love for the Europa League, I want you to get to 100 likes. Get to 100 likes and show support for the Europa League, man. And so we have our semi-final set, which they haven't shown. Interesting. Thank you for not showing that. So United against Roma and Arsenal against Villareal. So the Arsenal against Villareal, that is a great subtext there. It's a great subtext because that is about Emery and Emery going back and how Emery got clowned. He got called good evening, good this, good that. So it's a Villareal will be favorites. Villareal will be favorites, and I think you have to respect the fact that they'll be favorites in that game. But you can't sleep on what Arsenal are about. You can't sleep what Arsenal are about because Arsenal, I think, have a good opportunity. Villareal are favorites. They are the better team. Villareal are the better team. They have the better manager, but I think Arsenal have the more dangerous individuals. So there are more things in favor or Villareal. And I think have to be Arsenal have to be perfect. If Arsenal are anything less than perfect, they will lose. Anything less than perfect, they will lose because you're playing a better team. And when you're the inferior team, you cannot afford to have any mistakes whatsoever. You have to be at your very best. You cannot be like a 7 or a 6 out of 10. You have to be money. You have to be 100% money. Oh God. From Latin Lozario, what's this guy want? Friendly reminder, LL does Europa cause of Mo? Oh, friendly reminder, LL does Europa cause of Mo? I do Europe. First of all, you're talking to a 2-time Champions League winner. Put some respect and get that disrespectful tone out your mouth, Latin Rosario. Show some respect to a 2-time Champions League winner. Okay, how many Champions Leagues has your Bombers club won? Secondly, I do Europa League because it's a European competition. It's a European competition won by the great real Ronaldo back in '97 for Inter Milan, and it's a competition that was won by the great immortal Eden Hazard, who carried Chelsea to that Europa League win. So I'm only respecting European competition. It's a European competition. Of course, Champions League is more elite, but a trophy is still a trophy. Yes, I know. He's a quote, and basically, Smith Rowe is like Wentworth Miller because the guy looks white. The guy looks totally white, but yeah, his dad is I think his dad is half black. His dad is half black, so therefore he is a quarter black man. Roma had loads of injuries tonight. Wasn't a full representation of them. No, look, and they did they did well to go past Ajax because I think Ajax are just a weird team where they really screw up at home, but they play better away from home. But Roma will be a test for United. United should beat them, even if Roma are at full strength. Man United are still the better team and have the better players. So whoever United face, whoever they come up against, United should win. There is no excuse at all for United. United should beat whoever they face. It is what it is. They should be beating whoever they face, man. All right, what does we say, man? People are not blaming Gerard Moreno one. So Roma can seriously beat Man United. No, look. United should have beaten Sevilla. Last season, United should have beaten Sevilla. So United are the favorites. They're the strongest team. That doesn't mean that they will win. You could argue that Inter were probably the favorites to win last season, but they lost to Sevilla. They lost to Sevilla. So all because you are the favorites doesn't automatically give you the rights for you to win. Doesn't automatically mean that you will win. No. It just means that you should win and you are expected to win. But if United started doing some funny business or we see Larry Maguire, they will lose. Very simply, if we see Larry Maguire, we will lose, man. So, Paul Kingley, thank you for the dub. Paul Kingley, thank you for the dub. How will you feel when Southgate leaves Saka out? I'll feel bad for the kid. Because again, I have no beef with Saka choosing England over Nigeria. That's his choice. It's cool. But if I was advising Saka, I'd say that that if you want to play in a team, you have a better chance of playing for Nigeria than you do have for England. Because first of all, you are in a period where there are loads of really good attacking players for England. That's the first thing. Second thing is that you've got a brick coach who doesn't appreciate actual footballing talent. And my thing is that England would be mad not to have Saka in this. So he has to be somehow in the squad or in the team because this kid, he's too good. He's too good of a player. And I think I've been watching Arsenal like a few times and I've never actually seen him have a bad game. So for a 19-year-old to be this consistent and to be so critical, because you could make a strong argument that as of right now, Saka is amongst Arsenal's best players. You could actually really argue and say he's Arsenal's best player based on form. Based on form, that's a fair argument. Aubameyang is out of form. Lacazette has been nobody in the defense is that good. Partey has been here and there. The closest you may say is like Odegaard, but I think that he's been more critical and more important and has played and has had more impact than Odegaard has. So if you're to put everything into account, Saka probably has been Arsenal's best player. He's probably been Arsenal's best player, man. So Roma winning this thing. And this is what I remind United fans and so forth. So Solskjaer has signed a new contract. Well done. Congrats on signing the new contract. If this dude goes through another season trophyless, because out of FA Cup, out of the Papa John's Cup, can't win the league, obviously out of the Champions League. So this is the only chance of you getting a trophy. If you go through, because it's one thing where, okay, you couldn't win the league and so forth. City, super amazing. Champions League, of course, many guys are ahead of you. If you'd gone for the FA Cup, you'd have to run into a Man City, which is tough to beat. If you don't win this, how many more excuses can you give Solskjaer? Is it enough that, he's just steadying the ship? You are the best out of the four teams. You are clearly the best team. You should beat Roma. You should beat Arsenal. You should beat Villareal. You are clearly the best team. So if you are unable to win this trophy now, where unlike last year, you are now definitely the very clear favorites. Roma are good. This ain't Francesco Totti Roma. Okay, this isn't the Roma back that they were a good quality team. No, they are. They're cool, but they're not what they were before. So they're a decent team. You're not telling me that Roma should be beating Man United based on the kind of players that Man United have. All right, what did I say? United struggle against tall strikers. That's no excuse. Like, again, because 100% like Roma will definitely want to use the strengths of Dzeko, and Dzeko is going to be a problem. It's going to be problematic for United and their defense. And the beauty is that this is a test. This will be a nice, good test for Man United. But I will repeat myself again. They should win this competition. They are the strongest team left in this competition. You have Paul Labile Pogba, a World Cup winner. You have Bruno Fernandes, who you guys tell me is the best midfielder in the world. I get it. You've got a convicted criminal in Jeremy Maguire. I get that. I understand that. You have Edinson Cavani, who you could argue on form, you may say is top 5 strikers in the world when he's on form. And you know what his pedigree is, both internationally and in the Champions League. So the kinds of players that United have, nobody else in this competition can boast those kinds of players and those individuals. So if they lose, you can look at it as it's at the players, but also look at it as the manager as well. So, and look. I mean, look. Arsenal are the weakest team out of all four. They are the weakest team. Like, if you were grading the 4 teams down, it would go Man United, Villareal, Roma, and then Arsenal. But that's not how these competitions work. It's about how good you are on the day, specifically when you're dealing with knockout competition. See, in a league format, 38 games, the better team most likely is going to win, because there are just so many games. And when it just comes to so many games, it will always favor the stronger team. But in like a one-off game or like 2 games or so forth, knockout competition, anything can happen. So if Arsenal turn up and they are really good and they are on the day, and I have to stress this, Arsenal have to be quality and good. Yes, Arsenal are weaker than Roma. Yes. No, Arsenal are the weakest team in this competition. If they do this, then boom. Oh, guys, I don't know the story, by the way, Chelsea show is not happening. It's not happening. Sorry, it's not happening this week. It's been postponed. I just have some things to do. So probably gonna Well, we're gonna roll with that next week. Don't worry, we'll be back, man. We'll be back. Don't worry, we'll be back, guys. We'll be back just for this week. We just have to take a break for this week, because I just have some things to do, man. So yeah. So look, Arsenal, you have a great chance, and like my thing is, this is your only chance to say what's up. This is Arsenal's best chance to get back in the CL. But again, they have to be at the very best. You have to be on the very best, man. But they can beat Villareal. I'm not going to put money on it. I'm not going to put money on it. But when you just look at how they played tonight against Slavia Prague, you're like, if it just clicks for them, that's the thing. If things just click for them, because football is one of those things where you can have all the preparation in the world, put your players out, but for some reason, it doesn't have it. What you pray for as a manager is what Arsenal did in those first 20 minutes, where things just click. There is just a clear understanding, and there's just a synergy, and everybody just preaching on the same wavelength, because what you want is one touch. Because when you're just doing one touch and everything, that's where, man, I already know what you're going to do before you even do it. And that's what makes it hard for opposition teams to now defend you, and it now open stuff up. So, do you agree Europa League trophy equals top 4 in EPL? What do you mean by that? I don't understand. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean by that. I think you need to sort of elaborate, man. No, look, Good Evening wants to prove himself. Like, that is the clear narrative in that. Is that Emery will want to prove that, hey, you were wrong to sack me. And I'm so going to prove that you were wrong to sack me. I am going to completely school you. So Emery is going to be taking this very, very seriously. And I told you, Emery is very good at this stuff. This is his bag. This is his bag. So he's very good at this stuff. So he will want to prove to Aston and say, no, I want to punk you guys for you guys telling me to go screw myself. That's what he wants, He wants to show these guys up and say that, you know what, I want to prove to it and screw you guys up, man. Shout out to Football Hot member Almadis, man. We will smash Villareal. Relax. Almadis, relax. You're not smashing anybody. If Arsenal win, it will be very close. And if they win, it will probably be via away goals. Arsenal are not going to destroy Villareal. That's not happening. It's not happening, because this is a much better team. Like, this in Slavia Prague. And yeah, you may insult and abuse Emery for his reign at Arsenal. Emery is a good manager. Insult him all you want. He did win this competition 3 times in a row. So Emery is like the Zidane of this competition. So, Arsenal they're not going to pimp slap them the way that they pimp slap Slavia Prague. But they've got an opportunity. Your boys have a chance. But I have to repeat to you is that, first of all, you need sack. Like, right now, because you've now shown that Aubameyang isn't the most important player. Because the notion was, oh my gosh, if Aubameyang doesn't play, it's pretty much like last now. But now you prove that no. Arsenal's most important player right now, specifically in the attacking phase, is Saka. A 19-year-old, in my view, is probably your best player and the most important player, where if he doesn't play, that is a huge, massive loss. That's a huge, massive loss. Which team do you want to win the Europa League? There really isn't a team I'm looking at, but based on how many of these fans I know, I wouldn't mind Arsenal winning, because a lot of friends I know, a lot of people that I know are Arsenal fans. The area that I used to live in, heavy Arsenal area, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans. Okay, I think if you're Nigerian, you'll probably agree that if you're Nigerian, you know a lot of Arsenal fans. Okay, because Arsenal have a huge contingent in Nigeria. So I wouldn't mind Arsenal winning it. For United, you should win it. So I'm like, yeah, United, you should win it. Villareal and Roma. See, for me, my only liking of Roma was when they had that amazing kit. Remember that really tight kit that they had with Totti and so forth? With when they had Totti, Tomasi, Batistuta. Yeah, but they don't have that kit anymore. So I'm like, okay, cool. Villareal. Isn't wait. That's where Chokeze is, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, no. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I may have to roll with Villareal. Because I'm about to say Samuel Chukeze. Samuel Chukeze. Because unless I'm mistaken, I don't think there's any Nigerian in the Arsenal team. Well, it should be Saka, but he chose England. So yes, no, I'm sorry. Villareal. Villareal. you know. Um Villareal is what I'm gonna have to roll with, man. So now this doesn't mean that okay, this relax, man. This doesn't mean I'm jinxing them. No. So let me ask the room this. Let me ask this to the room. If Man United, don't win the Europa League, will you deem this season a failure for Solskjaer? Let's just see what the room is saying. If they don't win, even if they come second behind City, even if second is nothing to be proud of because second means that you still lost. Even if they come second, if Gollum doesn't win the Europa League, would the season be a failure? That's what I want to know. So people are saying yes, no, yes, no. And Splash, what the fuck? Not a failure, but a failure. So which is it? So is it more not a failure or more a failure? I mean, Splash, I think you need to you need to help me out here, man. So I think yeah, most of the guys are saying yeah. All right. Another question for the group. Another question for the group before I've got to head out of here. What is the Europa League final gonna be? So do we have, is it United against Arsenal, United against Villareal, Roma against Villareal, or Roma against Arsenal? What's for you see for me, I will say Man United are going to be in the final. It's feeling like United Villareal. It's feeling, if I had to put, it's feeling like Man United Villareal, if I had to put money on it. So seeing Arsenal Roma, Arsenal United, United Villareal, Brexit final, well, I mean, trust me, if United lose, I will clown that freaking dude. I will clown that dude. Guys, I'm out of here, guys. So guys, remember, guys, head to the website and send in your questions. Q&A is tomorrow. From 10 p.m. tomorrow is the Q&A. From 10 p.m. tomorrow is the Q&A. So head over to the official website and start sending in your questions. Start sending in your questions for Friday night's Q&A, man. Get those questions in for Friday night's Q&A. I will see you tomorrow from 10 p.m. to answer your questions. Peace out. Stay true. Stay real. Stay lovely. Stay sexy. Love.